New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning. On Hot 97.
Look, it's Ebro in the morning. Laura Styles is on assignment. We got Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Give it up for Kurtis Blow and Rocky Buchanan, man. Rocky Buchanan, excuse me. Rocky, a lot of people may not know you, but I'm sure they know Kurtis Blow. Kurtis, I'm going to come to you in a second. I'm going to give Rocky some shine because you're the first hip-hop superstar. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, you know.
He doesn't need to shine every second.
Doesn't need to shine
so
every
bright.
second, but we're gonna get Rocky in because he's doing a lot of great work, and I know you guys are working together on the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Yes, sir.
Rocky, quickly on your background so people know who you are and what you do.
So, 35 years in the music business. I started as a DJ way back when hip-hop first started. My cousin is Pete DJ Jones. He was one of the top mobile DJs here in New York City. And, you know, worked in the record business, had my own label, Strong City Records, during the golden era of hip-hop. Was a club promoter, concert promoter, worked in nonprofit. I did it all, Ebro. I did it all. But I'm not here to talk about me.
But I just wanted people to know why you're sitting here. And you and Kurtis have known each other for years. And,
Yes, sir.
Kurtis, you're on the board, actively working for the Universal Hip Hop Museum to make this a reality in the Bronx.
Yes. It's a dream. We've been at it for about 5 years now. And we actually have about 25, 30 people sacrificing and donating their time working alongside with us to make this dream a reality.
Rocky, where are we at in the I guess, the trajectory of the Universal Hip Hop Museum? Because it was 2 years ago, it was just an idea.
More than that. So this is our 6th year. We started 5 years ago. Kurtis is one of the founding members. This whole project started with Africa Bambaataa, myself, Mickey Benson, Cutman LG, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Grand Wizard Theodore, and Joe Conzo. And from that time period...
Joe.
Yep, big shout out to Joe.
Original hip-hop photographer.
And now, almost 6 years later, we have public funding, from the city and state. We've raised almost $20 million. Amazing. Now it's all about breaking ground in 2019 and getting the construction going. So we're sitting down with our architects, our exhibit designers, and really putting the vision together. We did envisioning sessions all around the country. We had Microsoft fund a series of design ciphers in Los Angeles, Detroit, Atlanta, New York. We just did a final design cipher 2 weeks ago at YouTube, and we brought everybody in. Because we want people to have a thumbprint on the final design of this museum, especially the architects of hip-hop, the people who contributed to the culture. We want them to feel like they're part of this building, which they are, because it's being built for them. So it's very important that everyone recognizes the importance of this project and feels like it's an open door for if you want to get involved, anyone wants to get involved, it's an open door. We're not trying to keep anyone out. This project is for hip hop. It's not,
and it is happening. That's the other part.
That's the biggest thing.
It is actually happening. I think that's one thing because myself, I've been hearing about it for years, and I've heard about other museums before, and
absolutely.
This idea, and with your organization. And focus, you guys have gotten this to actually having the money and the support,
Yeah, we still have to raise a bunch of money. It's an $80 million project, so we're about 1/4 of the way there. But the biggest thing, like you said, Ebro, is that we have the land. We have a lease deal with the developers that are building affordable housing on top of the museum. The city is behind it. The mayor's behind it. The governor's behind it.
Wow.
The state assembly is behind it. So
it's a lot of steps you've already done, though. That's on the way.
This isn't just some talk. This
$20
is
million ain't nothing. That's making things happen.
Yeah. So Nas is now involved and Chuck D's on board now. So it's coming together. It was like a locomotive, man. That steam engine was moving real slow at the beginning.
Of course.
But now it's picking up steam.
Kurtis, what's you have so much that you've done in hip hop, and I'm sure so many things memorabilia wise. Mm-hmm. That I'm sure will be in this museum. A lot of people don't realize that and I say it, I don't know, you make it sound like I'm the only one that says it, that you're the first hip-hop superstar. But I really feel like that. Like you're as a solo act that early in hip-hop with mainstream success, that hadn't been done before.
Well, it was a blessing, just to be in the right place at the right time during those days, 1978, 79. And I was fortunate to record the first certified gold rap song. So that's my claim to fame, the breaks. And that's one of the things I'm going to donate to the museum. So we have the first plaque, hip-hop's first plaque will be in the museum. And we have a big shout-out we want to give to L&M Corporation. Those are our building contractors. We will be up in the Bronx, 5 blocks south of Yankee Stadium.
That's amazing.
And the place is called Bronx Point, 65 East 149th Street. And we start construction 2019, which is incredible. But a big shout out to the L&M Corporation. They just gave us a LOI for $12 million for our construction. And we are so very happy for that. And it's going to be a big, great project for New York City, for the Bronx, the birthplace and home of hip hop. And man, thank God.
I think also, too, shout to all of the officials, the borough president and all the officials in the Bronx that in the last 2-3 years, I guess we're old enough now. We talk about that, right? Yeah. I'm 43, right? We're old enough now where we are in hip-hop. People who grew up with this are in political, executive positions to make decisions like what happened at Sedgwick and Cedar and Hip Hop Boulevard and making sure that was
absolutely
commemorated and protected and, identified as something, right? Look, I started in radio in 1990. You guys had already been in it for 12, 15 years, right? Even 15 years from when you guys first started with the parties, making records and doing everything y'all was doing, 15 years removed from that, it was still a fad.
Right. It was.
Right.
Very much so.
In 1990.
Yeah, when do you think the mainstream started to take hip hop seriously?
I think it was a little bit after, the emergence of the golden era. The golden era to me started in the, mid 80s. And then it accelerated in the 90s with, the Bad Boy and the Death Row scene. And I think that's when the commercialization of hip-hop really started to see the benefit of this music.
So really
people
like
saw the money.
86 to 98, 99, something like that.
That whole time period, you can see the elevation of hip-hop in terms of acceptance at radio. Just go from being underground and being day-parted to being in full rotation.
Yep.
Well, now you're talking industry talk for the audience. Underground and day parted. If you don't, we bring it up sometimes, but once again, let's say it again. In the early 90s, as up to I would even say 93, 94, most radio stations in the United States of America only played rap after 6 p.m. and on the weekends.
Correct.
And labels were still making non-rap versions of songs.
Correct.
So Total Can't You See? There's a non-rap version of that song with no Biggie on it.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. The no rap version. So it's go crazy on records. You'd be like, why would I remember thinking, because I was already DJing. I mean, I got turntables in '94, and at that point it would still have me. Be like, why would someone want to play the no rap version?
In
crazy.
1999, I turned on the first radio, or I participated and turned on the first hip hop station in Portland, Oregon. That was 99.
That Portland got its first one. Yeah.
That was pretty late in the game, right? Would you say?
I mean, we're what? 10 years removed from that?
Correct.
20 years removed from that?
But I can't let this go by without giving a shout out to Blondie. In 1981, she had the first crossover number one pop song, Rapture. And that's like one of the things we will have in the museum. This is straight up history that happened during that time. And then, of course, Run DMC in 83, 84, coming up with the Walk This Way and Aerosmith and that whole thing, crossing it over. Pop,
and even Shaka Khan with
the
I Feel For
Beastie
You.
Boys and Shaka
Melly
Khan
Mel.
with Melly Mel. So there were hits, creating this pathway for cats to get on the radio.
And so
in the 80s.
In curating the museum, Kurtis, what do you see the exhibits? Like, what are the exhibits? Yeah, you have the plaques, I'm sure. What, outfits that were worn. What's up? What else is going to be?
Yeah, well, we're talking all the elements. So we want to represent MCing, DJing. So we'll have turntables. We've received some donations from sound systems from people like Tony Touch.
Yep, and the Disco Twins.
Wow. I mean, those earthquake speakers will be in the museum. That's crazy. And of course the B-boys. So the memorabilia from that, sneakers and hats and graffiti. All the graffiti is like wow.
Shout out to Phase 2.
I think I need a recreated lamppost in there.
Well,
I want to see the
the
connection
plug-in.
to the lamppost. Damn it!
yeah,
you know
Maybe
that
we could actually create like a lamppost hologram with somebody actually cracking into the lamppost.
What I want to see.
You want to see them
Boom.
like cut the wire, splice the wire. You want to see the whole plug-in.
That's that technology we're talking about,
Right.
and it's very, very important to have the interaction with the kids. So you can go in there and DJ, and we'll have turntables. You can just go and cut up or record a song or record a verse, Or a graffiti artist can just spray paint something on a small canvas, but the canvas will turn into a big billboard outside around the museum.
Or even show them how to get resourceful, where you take the headphone out of the headphone jack, you plug it into the
Use a
microphone,
mic.
you talk through your headphone.
I remember
We didn't have a mic. Like this. Hold up, I gotta say something. Yo, check this out, Cat.
I still don't understand it, but that is
I don't
true.
either, but it works.
I know.
Oh, it worked.
it definitely
Yeah.
worked. So the whole idea with this museum is to make it so that people feel like they went on a journey through the time period of hip hop's very beginning to where we are today. We want people to feel like there's a call to action when they leave the museum, because hip hop is much more than just the music and the dance and the fashion.
It's community.
It's community.
It's culture.
It's empowerment.
Yeah.
So we want kids to feel inspired when they walk out, to feel like they can become the next hip hoppers.
Well, and even on that, it's very important. I think we take it for granted. Black and brown people from low-income neighborhoods sharing their fears, passions, fantasies to music was not okay in America prior to that.
This is true.
Right? It was a very governed voice. Like, through R&B it happened at times and other things, but
Shout out to James Brown.
Yeah, shout out to James Brown for sure. But there was still this kind of governed, and even in black radio, right? There was a time, and I love the people who came before us, Frankie Crocker and many other people. But that disco era, that was the mainstream. They did not want the street music cracking through. They did not want the dudes on the block or from the hood making records and having that on mainstream radio.
You're right. Yeah, man. It's like, how do you represent the people? And that's what hip hop became. It became, rap became the voice of the people. I remember in 2000, I went out to the Middle East and did like a Bob Hope thing, visiting all the army bases out there. And I was in Pakistan at the U.S. Embassy, and there was a security guard talking to me. He said, Kurt, man, there's a rap group in Palestine, and the songs that they make are the #1 requested songs on the Israeli radio station. That's the power of hip hop. This is what we're talking
Because
about.
people want it. That's what the people want to hear, the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah.
They want that. They want to know what's really going on. It feels honest. It's real, and that's the power of hip hop, as you say.
Yeah.
So projected opening, because these things move a lot.
They are flexible.
Yeah.
But so 2019 we break ground, like Kurtis said, and then our development partners say it takes about 36 months, give or take. So we're looking at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, but hopefully 2022 is where we are. And
let's say someone has memorabilia that is not, because I feel like that's another cool thing about hip hop, right? Is there are people who literally in their garages have boxes and boxes of T-shirts they got at
Flyers,
concert,
yeah.
flyers, records that people forgot they were made, right? Songs that people will be like, "What is this remix?" Right? Is there some sort of submission process? Because it's going to be a professional museum. Nobody wants you tattered, torn up. You know what I mean?
But sometimes it's hard to get stuff.
But if you can, I guess in some way present it in a right way, I'm sure people will want to come and show their stuff, right?
Yeah, so we have a director of archives and collections. His name is Adam Silverstein, and he's doing a phenomenal job. We have a warehouse in Newark, New Jersey, where we're storing a lot of stuff at. We got a Snoop Dogg bicycle already, and
Nice.
we got some old photos, concert photos, and people donating Source magazines and Vibe magazines, the complete editions.
Lyrics from Tupac.
Lyrics from Tupac. We got the peace treaty, from the gang peace treaty. So we got a lot of people donating stuff, but they can send an email to archivesmgmt@uhhm.org, and that'll go to Adam Silverstein, and he'll reach back out. He's a collector himself. I mean, he donated thousands of CDs and comic books and all kind of stuff to the museum. So people are donating. We want more donations because, like you said, there's people out there with some rare stuff that only they have.
Yep.
That they don't even know is valuable.
Right. It was it was some random promo item
Right.
that they never actually sold, but somebody got their hands on it.
Oh, a lot of those promo items are classic. There's some great stuff from that.
Yep. So, reach out to us. Kurt and I are both accessible, and that's what it is. Shawnee's on our team, and
Family.
yeah, it's all family, baby.
Yo, Shawnee,
here
you
for the culture.
You doing some curation at the museum?
Yeah, I'm waving the flag, fam.
He's just there repping for hip hop.
Waving the flag.
Before we let you guys go, is there anything else we got to get to while we have you guys here? Other than just
Shout out to NJ Pack. I'm performing tonight at with the Hip Hop Nutcracker.
Really?
Oh,
I
that's
did
right.
not
Yes.
know that hip hop
Yes.
had a Nutcracker. I need to hear more about this.
All right. So it's like a modernized version of the classic.
Okay.
And instead of ballet, we use breakdancing. So we have a DJ cutting up the classical music, a violinist who comes out and collabs with the DJ.
And how long is this running?
Wow.
just
This
one?
is our 5th year as
Fifth
well.
year.
Yeah.
And is it just this one tonight, or
It's sold out in Brooklyn already.
Brooklyn
at
is
the King's
December
Theater.
23rd, Brooklyn at Knight's Theater.
interesting?
King's Theater, I'm
King's
sorry.
Theater.
King's
right,
Theater.
right. And so, yeah, man, it's a modernized version, great for the holiday season. The theme is love.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a nice
I
show
need to
to
take my
bring the
daughter.
kids.
She's in the Nutcracker this year.
Oh, really?
This is much different. They got her doing Russian dancing, Nutcracker.
Right,
Nutcracker.
yeah.
She need to go see this other
You
thing.
should go tonight.
She need to
should go.
diversify her.
We got some
you know,
tickets for you
her view.
and your daughter, no
You know,
problem.
yeah, like the Wiz. Exactly like the
She
Wiz.
the Wizard of Oz. You got to take it to the
She,
Wiz.
she will love this. I mean, the kids absolutely love this. And it's good because it introduces them to hip-hop in a different kind of way.
What time does it start?
It starts at 7:30, showtime. Yes.
Very cool. Kurtis Blow, Rocky, love you guys. And I guess the next step for us is to just keep this awareness, right?
Just keep it pumping.
All right.
There it is.
And our
we'll look-
website is uhhm.org.
UHHM.org.
And
It's
we'll
Universal
look
Hip Hop Museum.
We'll look forward and make sure we post on all of our accounts when we break ground. in
Awesome. Yo,
2019.
you might even have a contribution to the museum.
I do have a lot of stuff. I sit on a lot of stuff. My storage just has some stuff.
You should have the Big Pun outfit.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I forgot.
Wow.
Big Pun was on Moesha.
Yeah, I have a big pun. I have an outfit that he wore on television.
We need that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Talk about it. Yo, give it up one time. Thanks, fellas.
All
Thank you so
right.
much.
Thank you.